Hello everyone, how are you? My name is Pawan Kumar. So in this video, we have another question of limits. So you can see that this question has come in exam 2023. Now, let's look at the question. So what is that? Limit x tends to infinity, and you can see that we have very big expressions in the numerator and denominator too. In the numerator you can see what we have two terms basically. In first term we have square root of 3x plus 1 plus square root of 3x minus 1 whole to the power 6 plus again the same term is there with the negative sign in between them. And in the denominator we have x plus square root of x square minus 1 whole to the power 6 plus same term with the negative sign in between, right? And yes, just notice that there is x cube along with the numerator, right? So it will be with the numerator. Okay, now we have to evaluate this expression and find out the limit. Now you all know that whenever we see any question of limit, what is that thing which comes in your mind at first? That is, you look for the indeterminate form. That means which indeterminate form is making in that particular question. For example, here you can see that the x is tending to infinity. So if you directly at this stage put x is equal to infinity in this whole expression, what will you get? You can easily see that it will tend to infinity upon infinity form. Yes or no? Because you can see that in the numerator we have rational function, in the denominator we have rational function. That means in numerator and denominator everywhere we have a rational function, and when x is tending to infinity, the both expressions tends to infinity. So by that we have infinity upon infinity form. Now whenever we have indeterminate form of 0 upon 0 or infinity upon infinity, what we do? We usually apply L'Hopital's rule, but listen to me very carefully. Here we don't have to apply L'Hopital's rule, because if you go with that, your solution will not be coming, right? So what we have to do instead of that? Okay, so there is a certain approach which we have to put in such type of questions. Okay, so first of all, understand the type of this question. Since I told you that we have a rational function in the numerator and in the denominator, and the limit is tending to infinity, the x is tending to infinity. Now whenever have such type of question, we have to use the concept of rate of divergence, right? Rate of divergence. Now what does it mean? It simply means that when x is tending to infinity, how fast any expression is tending to infinity. For example, we have numerator and denominator. In the numerator a rational function is there, in the denominator a rational function is there. So we have to check out, we have to compare the numerator and denominator, that which expression is tending to infinity fast as x tends to infinity, right? The faster will be the expression that will decide your value of the limit, right? If the numerator tends to infinity fast in comparison with the denominator, the answer would be infinity. The limit will not exist. On the other hand, if the denominator tends to infinity faster in comparison to the numerator, in that case your answer will be 0. So these are the two cases. Either we have does not exist or 0. Now there is third case, when we have a limit of finite number. So what is that case? And this is a question of that third case where our answer will be a finite number, right? Okay, so this is all about the rate of divergence. Now first of all, we will see the standard way, the subjective way how to approach this type of question, then after that I will tell you the short trick which we can directly use to get our answer within seconds. Okay, so okay, one more thing, this x cube is with the numerator, so consider it with numerator. Okay, don't mess up, right? Okay, so what I am going to do is that, since I told you this is a rate of divergence question, right? So firstly, let me tell you the way how we have to proceed. So we will do simply, okay, we will do a simple thing. From the numerator, we'll check out which is the term having highest power, and the same thing we will do with the denominator. So that term with the highest power, we will take it common, okay, from the whole expression, and same thing we will do with the denominator. Then the things will cut out whichever possible, and the left things what we got, in that we have to put our limits, right? And from there we will get our answer. Okay, so let's see what we are going to do. Now you can see that here, let's see parts of each term, right? Let's pick this first term. You can see that we have two parts, root of 3x plus 1 plus root of 3x minus 1. Okay, so 3x plus 1, you can see that out of this 3x plus 1, 3x is the term having the highest power, because this is a constant term. So x to the power 0, here we have 3x, x to the power 1. That means 3x is the term having highest power. So what will I do? I will take this x common from this root. When I take x common from this root, what I will left with? X will come out with the root sign, and inside of this cap, in this big root, we are left with 3 plus 1 upon x. Same here, we will get root x outside, and under this bigger root we will have 3 minus 1 upon x and whole to the power 6. Similarly we will do with this also, and with this also, with this also. Okay, so let's see what we have at the end. So first of all, let's see the numerator, right? So in the numerator we have this. First of all, let me write the complete expression. Okay, so we have this, inside we have I'm going to take out the x common from this expression, this expression, this and this, okay, from each part, right? So what I'm going to get at the last, x to the power 1 by 2 common, we are left with root of 3 plus 1 upon x, 3 minus 1 upon x, right? Okay, so whole to the power 6. Similarly here, right? Now what it is going to become? Now the 6 will split out these two terms. So what will I get is equal to this is what going to become x to the power 3 x cube outside. Now what it becomes? X to the power 6. This x cube and x cube becomes x to the power 6. We are left with the same expression inside. We are left with this thing. Okay, so this is the numerator. The numerator is simplified, and we required this actually. Okay, now let's simplify the denominator. Denominator. In the denominator, what we have, you can see here, x plus this expression, x minus this expression. Okay, so let's write it. So what we have here, take x common from here. Okay, firstly take the x square common here, because in this particular expression you can see that x square is the term having highest power, So when I take x square common, x square will come out as x because root is there. Okay, so here it will be x, and inside we are left with 1 minus 1 upon x square. Similarly with this also, x plus x 1 minus 1 upon x square whole to the power 6. Now take x common from this bigger bracket. So what we have? So let's take x to the power 6 common from both expressions. So finally what we get? This thing. So this is the final denominator what we needed, right? Now what we are going to do is that we are going to write limit x tends to infinity. In the numerator what we got actually at the last, this whole expression. So let me just copy it and paste it over there. Copy, then pasting here. Okay, now going back and copying this denominator. So this is what I got, right? Okay, now I'm going to simply take this x to the infinity. So what it will become? Just look at this x to the power 6 will cancel out with this x to the power 6, and in the brackets what we have, when x tends to infinity, this becomes 0, this becomes 0, this becomes 0, 0, 0 and 0. Okay, so we are left with root 3, this root 3 whole to the power 6. This root 3 minus root 3 becomes 0, and the denominator what we have, when it becomes 0 we are left with root of 1. So 1 plus 1 2 to the power 6, and here 1 minus 1 becomes 0. So finally we are getting 2 to the power 6 root 3 to the power 6 upon 2 to the power 6, cancelling out. This becomes 3 into 3, that gives you 27. That means the answer is 27. So for this question the correct answer is option number C. So this is how we do this question in a subjective way. We simplify the numerator, then we simplify the denominator, then the things which can be cut them out, the things which we are left with, just put the limit, and from there you get your value. Okay, so this is the subjective way. Okay, so this is how we got our solution. I hope you understood the solution. If somehow there will be any doubt, you can ask in the comment box. I will try to answer that questions. Okay, thank you so much. We will see in the next video.